Hey, once again, walking along, back along here. Again, don't have a selfie stick or, you know, camera suited for this, but I want to discuss today another topic. So, looking at, not everyone does have to do injections, but some do. Hey there, Rock G. Not going to be able to read the chat or respond to it while I'm out walking on a mobile phone, but I wanted to talk today about fear of needles. So, a lot of type 2 diabetes anyway initially can be treated medicinally through diet, exercise, that kind of thing. But once you get to a certain point, or if you're type 1, you're pretty well guaranteed you're going to be doing insulin shots. You're going to be doing injections of some type, whether that's with a standard needle. Yeah, I hate it too. I've got this here Flex pen. So doing on the Flex pen, I have to do that now 3 times a day. And I'll show you here. Also got that little guy. I'm on the insulin pump. So the Flex pen, even with insurance, I know they can be terribly expensive. So I'm on a Simulin injection as well as regular straight insulin on my pump. Now, I tend to be non-compliant very well with the Flex pen. We're going to say probably about 67%, maybe a little better, maybe 75% compliant on doing my injections. It's inconvenient. I forget about it. It happens. I leave my pen at home. Any number of excuses or reasons why I miss those. So I've been working on improving that, and I think doing these regular lives and updates is helping keep me accountable. But wasn't always that way. 2013, I was first diagnosed. And see, that's the reality, Rock G. That's the reality of this channel, and what I'm trying to accomplish is, you get on these Facebook groups, or you get on the other YouTube channels, that kind of thing, and you find out that seems so many people, it's just going perfectly well. It's going awesome for them. They're, 100%. Doctors must think you're 100% compliant. And I just don't think that's a reality. I don't know what percentage of the population is. It's tough to be handed this and then judged on how you do. 11.7. Reconnecting. There we go. I lost you for a second. 11.7. Yeah, my last one was up there too. I've had it as low as 6. I've done good, but I've also done bad. Initially had a lot of trouble. When I first got diagnosed, I've always had a very bad fear of needles, even for other people. One of the hardest things I had to do in the Army was inject someone else, or do an IV on someone else. Had a real difficult time with that. Being told I had to do injections. Shit, I'm afraid to death of needles. I want nothing to do with them. And that caused me a lot of non-compliance. I couldn't stick my finger for several months, and it was probably close to a year before I could do my injections. Couldn't bring myself to do it. I don't know why. Your mind tells your body to do something. It's like there's a blockage and it just refuses to happen. So my wife was really good about it. She helped me do the injections for a long time, the testing for a long time. I'd have to go home at lunch if I went tested. This was probably first months. I love tattoos, but hey, it's different. It's different when you're doing it to yourself. I still have ones where this Flex pen, when it injects certain places, hurts like hell, and I'll curse. I'm not gonna lie, I've hit shit because it hurts, and then my hand hurts too. So I have that happen, and I found whenever it goes underneath the first layer skin, like it makes a bubble, and those are the ones that really hurt like a bitch. And I'm pretty sure they're the ones that don't absorb correctly because they're not subdermal like they're supposed to be. I don't know what the solution is. I'm honestly glad I'm not as skinny as I used to be. I'd like to lose a few pounds, but man, I need that little bit of belly fat around there. It's the only place to do my infusion sites and injections. Doc has suggested rotating sites more. I can do my insulin pump in my thighs and that. Nah. The only place I have a lot of body fat is around my midsection. A little bit chubby in my face now, but from all the cycling and workout I do, my legs are pretty damn well solid. So if I inject a 4mm infusion site in there, it's going into muscle. And I'm not sure that's going to be entirely beneficial or pleasant. So it took me a while to get over that. And that was a hard thing to discuss with my doc, with family, with anyone else is, well, you got to do this. You need the insulin. You got to do it. But I couldn't. Long-term effects versus current, right here and now. I can't do this shit. And I struggled with that for a long time. It wasn't until probably maybe around 2015 when I could really do my own stuff. I had to go to a training where I was away for a week, and it was do it or not at that point. So, you know, I laid there. It probably took me a good hour of getting myself up to doing it. I still psych myself out. Still have trouble. The infusion sites, it's still difficult for me to pop that thing in there to set a new infusion sites, just because that once in a while where it kind of hurts, or you get one done going right and it starts bleeding a bit. And look at that, somebody got their car saran wrapped. But you know, actually I had one. My wife was luckily home and came to the rescue. So I popped the infusion set in. I wish I had a cartridge to show you, but it pops in. So I've got this adhesive stuck to my skin, but the tube for my insulin pump is wrapped and caught. So I'm pulling this infusion set up and trying to pull it out, but it's stuck. And every time it pushes and pushes the needle back down, it's threading the catheter in. If that's the correct term, I guess catheter, the little plastic part that stays inside. And man, that was interesting to say the least. I was full on panicked because it stuck to me good enough. You got to really peel them off. Well, I can't turn it sideways because the needle's still inside me. So and I couldn't see. Using a camera on my phone to try to look and see it. She rescued me from that one. But yeah, that's my story with that. When I was first diagnosed and being rather non-compliant, I go to the VA. They had a behavioral therapist at one of my appointments. Surprise. They didn't ask me about this. They didn't tell me about this. And I'm leery of counselors or anything to do like that. Are they going to say, well, technically you're self-harming because you're non-compliant? I was probably more rude to her than I had to be, and I guess I kind of feel bad about it. But that was my reality at the time. Sorry, I can't do my own injections, you know. Time to get the kids from school. But, well, Rock G, that's about all I have on this topic as far as my struggle. I do my injections now. I still get psyched out about them. And hey, sometime hit me up. Let me know if you're good. Drop your email or some way to contact you in the comments. I'd like to start doing some interviews or just talking with other people that have had struggles or struggle with their compliance. You just generally struggle with the daily care and maintenance of it. I mean, it's not that we're not educated. We know what needs done. Oftentimes we're educated on our treatment, on the carbs, on diet, I can recite everything I'm supposed to do backwards and forwards. And I've been honest with my doctor that it's not a matter of lack of knowledge. I struggle with it. So I'm looking to talk to some other people, maybe do a Google Hangouts and upload that onto the channel after the fact. So if that's something you're interested in, man, let me know. But all right, break time is about over. Yeah, you know what? Look at my video from yesterday if you didn't see it, Rock G. I talked about hiding it. You know, not reporting to your doc when you're having trouble. Not sending in your blood sugars when you're having trouble. I don't know why I do it. I just don't want to deal with it. I realize it's bad. I know it's bad. I don't need some doctor telling me I'm doing bad. I know that. And I'm also honest and tell them when it's non-compliance. You know, when I'm not following my diet restrictions as I should be, or I'm not doing my shots. Yeah, because if you're not honest about that, what happens is they're changing your treatment regimen. They're changing your insulin levels, or they're changing what you're supposed to be doing when I don't know if you're familiar with shooting very much, you know, weaponry, but when you're trying to zero in a rifle, right, you got to make sure you're same body position on that rifle. Same, you know, you've got that steady position, the same, your nose is touching the charging handle every time. You're aiming exactly the same place. You're doing it the exact same way every time. To have your provider, your endocrinologist or doctor trying to adjust your treatment for glucose levels, when that'd be like trying to zero in a rifle on a windy day when it's held in by one pin and you got that target just flapping all around. You're shooting at a moving target. You can try to zero in on that sucker all day, changing your windage, you know, changing your elevation, changing your sight post. You're going to be changing and changing. You're never going to zero that rifle in because you're shooting at a moving target. And I think that's with us that struggle to be compliant or remember all our shots or remember everything or do everything right. Our doctors and endocrinologists are shooting at a moving target. I appreciate that frustration. I appreciate the frustration they deal with. The least we can do is be honest whenever we have our meetings that, you know what, it's going terrible. But hey man, time to head back in. Thanks for joining me for a little bit. You know, comment on there if you want to, you know, hit me up on a hangout at some point. You know, I can upload that later. So that sounds good. Yeah, no problem, buddy. But that's all I got. Hey, we'll catch you later, man. I'll see you another time. I'm heading back over to Idiot of the Day. Carrie, all right, my name is Denton, but yeah, let me know. I'm heading over to Idiot of the Day. He was doing a live stream. I'm going to go join back up with him. I'm going into work. I can't really type and stuff, but I still listen to what he has to say. Good dude. I recommend. I lost it for a second. Anyhow, him, Idiot of the Day, Gil Skill, cool dude, all great peoples. Hit him up. Watch their live streams. It's pretty good. All right. Hey, take care.